Hi, my name is Allie, and this is Bio 67A, as we are in the skeletal unit, and I am going to give a brief introduction of the humerus. Okay, now let's dive into the introduction of the brachium. So here, what I've drawn here is the right humerus. I drew an anterior view and a posterior view. I also have the picture of the bone from the bone box of the anterior view, and the posterior view. So right here, I have marked all the important portions of the bone, just so it can help stick in my memory. So the bone has sections to it, as I've labeled in pink right here. It has the proximal epiphysis at the top. It has the proximal metaphysis, then it has the diaphysis, then it has the distal metaphysis, and then it has the distal epiphysis. So the proximal epiphysis is made of spongy bone. The proximal metaphysis is composed of trabecular bone, which is a type of spongy bone that's honeycomb-like. On a human bone, you could tell that the portion of the bone looks like kind of like strings, like honeycomb. And then it's found in long bone. And then there is also hyaline cartilage found in the metaphysis and the epiphysis. Then the middle portion, the diaphysis, is made of dense, hard, compact bone. So let's get started on labeling the portions of the bone. So we start with the head, which is right here. Then we go to the greater tubercle, which is this bump at the top right here. Then we go to the lesser tubercle, which is this smaller bump right here. And then we have the anatomical neck, which is this line right here at the top. And then the surgical neck, which isn't marked, but it is like a circle around the bone. Next up is the deltoid tuberosity, which is in this region. You just can't tell on the plastic bone because it's plastic and it's not really wellly formed on here, but it is like a bump that it forms on the bone. On the bottom portion of the bone, we have the lateral epicondyle. We have the radial fossa, which is right here. We have the capitulum, and then we have the trochlea, and then we have the medial epicondyle, and then we have the cornoid fossa. Something to note about the radial fossa is that it receives the anterior border of the head of the radius when the forearm is flexed, and then it articulates with the head of the radius. And then something to note with the cornoid fossa is that it allows the elbow joint to flex, and it joins with the cornoid process of the ulna. So now moving on to our posterior view of the bone. So we have the head. We also have an anatomical neck, it's that line again. We have a surgical neck. We have the greater tubercle. We have a radial groove, which we can't really see too well on this plastic bone model, but in the human bone, there is a marking on the bone that shows the radial groove. We have the olecranon fossa, which is this middle dip into the bone, and the olecranon fossa joins the olecranon process of the ulna, and it allows for extension of the forearm. And then we have the lateral epicondyle, which is on this side of the bone. We have the trochlea, which is right here, and then we have the medial epicondyle. And then something to note when you're trying to differentiate between right and left is to focus on the capitulum. If the capitulum in anatomical position is facing to the left, then you have a left humerus. If the capitulum is facing on the right, in anatomical position, then you have a right humerus. Now, that is all I have for my presentation of the brachium, aka humerus. Thank you for watching.